So I'm going to keep this video raw and uncut, all right? And you probably clicked on this and you're like, what on earth? Wealth solves 2.5 out of 4 problems. Andro, I've experienced way more than 4 problems in my life. Like, what are you talking about? And essentially, these 4 problems fall into the 4 categories of living the good life, all right? And that's ultimately, not ultimately, that's not everyone's goal, right? To live the good life. I know a lot of people literally within their genes, they're just after money and there's no, like set point where they're happy. Like more money, even after $1 billion makes them even happier. I know a lot of people get a lot of happiness from health, like Brian Johnson, his ultimate goal is to not die. So he's probably very passionate about health. But essentially the 4 buckets that Socrates, he probably coined this, the good life, right? He's got a pretty good book as well on the shortness of life or something like that. I'm not sure if it's Seneca or Socrates. But anyway, it falls in 4 categories, the good life. So health, and I will uncover each one in this video and how wealth solves 4 of these problems. So number 1 is health. Number 2 is wealth. Number 3 is love. And number 4 is happiness. So those are the 4 problems, that's mentioned in the title. And obviously number 1, health, that's the foundation, right? That's why it's number 1. It's the foundation of everything. If your foundation is shit, you're probably not going to build something sustainable for the long term. And I see this a lot with entrepreneurs. They slack on their health. Okay. And in the short term, this will work, by the way, because you are focusing less time and effort on your health, which you can then use in your wealth, all right, or in your business, essentially. Spend more time and effort in your business and make more money that way. But essentially, that's yo-yo. That's like yo-yo dieting. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that compared to like the health space, like the bulking and cutting type of thing. It's just going up and down and up and down. And I use that analogy because when you sacrifice your health, your business improves, but your health deteriorates. Okay. And then you're like, oh shit, I'm pretty unhealthy. I haven't gone to the gym in a while. I've been eating shitty food because I just want to eat quick food and get it in right now. So I can focus on my business. Okay. Fair enough. But then your health suffers. And then you're like, okay, I'm making decent money. And now you're focusing all this time and effort again into getting your health back. So your health and your business is like going like this. That's pretty shit, okay? That's called circular logic, is sacrificing the one for the other. That's so stupid. A lot of people do this. They, sacrifice their health to gain wealth, just to sacrifice their wealth again to gain their health back. That's called circular logic. It's like, it's something idiots do, by the way. You can literally Google the definition. But anyway, so health is the foundation. If you got that sorted, well, it's a continual thing, by the way. You're not just healthy and then you're good. It's like with your business, you're not just, making decent money, then you're good. Although you can have investments that, give you money every single month. But anyway, back to the topic. Then you have wealth, which is the fuel. So health is the foundation. That's where everything is literally built on. That shit, you're not going to get success for the long term. And then wealth, this is the fuel. So this is essentially a means to an end. Wealth is not the end goal itself. Money is just like this thing. It's like a paper. It's pretty useless. Actually, it's literally useless because they print that shit every single day. So, wealth is the fuel to the good life. You can't travel and experience ultimate freedom, which is time, location, and financial. Financial is part of the money. You can't experience, the good life and freedom, right, if you don't have money. So it's the fuel. It's like this, it's literally the fuel that you use to live the good life. So it's a means to an end, and the end is the good life. Okay. Hopefully this makes sense. And a lot of entrepreneurs watch my YouTube videos and they're ultimately focused on money. And obviously, which is important because it solves 62.5% of all problems in your life. And then, so the next one is love, which falls into 3 categories: friends, family, romance. Okay. And then, health also falls into 3 categories, which is diet, sleep, exercise. And then wealth is also I think Naval in his book, he mentioned, it's like leverage. There's 3 categories. I think there's a lot more that goes into it, but I'm not exactly sure. You can, Google that or whatever. I think it's Naval's equation for wealth, something like that. It's pretty good. And then love, which is, as I mentioned, friends, family, romance. So balancing those. And these 4 buckets, it's like glass balls you're juggling. Okay. You can't let one fall and break. Then you're pretty screwed. Okay. So you're constantly balancing stuff. So this is where I'm talking about balance a lot. Balance isn't working and then Netflix. That's not balance really. Balance is the integrated life. That's what it's all about. And that's pretty difficult. Integration is very, very difficult. That solves the love problem as well, because, money helps in that aspect quite a lot. Let's say a family has got like a health bill, you can quickly solve that. Friends, not exactly sure that helps, maybe with like the traveling aspect. And love, 90% of divorces are financially related. So I think that helps quite a lot. But obviously, it solves half of the problem. That's the thing. Money solves 2.5 out of 4 problems, and those 4 problems are obviously health, wealth, love, happiness. And, money solves the wealth problem like fully. So that's 1. It solves the health problem by a half, because it gives you time freedom to then go to the gym. It gives you the money to obviously buy the healthy food and sleep without stress. Okay, so that's how it solves 0.5, 50% of health, money, okay, like I just mentioned. And then money also solves the money problem. So that's fully number 1. So that's 1 point. And then the love one as well, half a point. As I just mentioned, the financially related divorce, right? And then friends, you can help them out, restaurants, give them money for their startup, whatever, like just help them out. That's pretty decent. And then also the family aspect, take them out to trips, travel, like, do what they call spoil them essentially. And then the happiness part, not exactly sure how this one ties in, but after a certain point, I think it's like $150,000, there's marginal increases in happiness. All right. So like 70,000, then that kind of stays the same, the happiness level, but under 70,000, that's like not good territory. And then over like 150, you get marginal increases to 150,000 per year, by the way. And then after that, it's like marginal increases. It's almost not even worth the effort. I see a lot of entrepreneurs as well. But I just love business overall. So I just work no matter what. Like I truly like business. I study business every single hour of the day. Like I just love it. So I will constantly be working because I love working. But yeah, so essentially it solves 0.5 of health, 1 of wealth, because obviously it's money, love 0.5, and then also happiness 0.5. So essentially 2.5 out of 4 problems wealth solves. So it's pretty important in that aspect. And if you want some time management tactics, you can essentially break it up in that exact fashion. So, health, you can focus. So 62.5% of your day, which is 2.5 out of 4, right? So 62.5% of your day, you should focus on wealth, all right? So 62, let's just quickly do a math calculation. So let's say you are awake 16 hours a day. Let's see if my computer can start. So 16, right, times 0.625. So that's 10 hours, okay? So 10 hours of your day, focus on wealth. And this, you don't necessarily have to focus on it like 10 hours straight, like deep work. Like there's this book, Cal Newport, Deep Work. Like you can only do real hard work for 4 to 5 hours max every single day. After that, it turns to shallow work. And it's almost like destructive work after that, because you're like breaking down, because you're not at your cognitive maximum. Okay, so 10 hours of your day. So that's like, I break it down, 4 to 5 hours of deep work, and then the other is like shallow work, client work, meetings, and then learning as well. The more you learn, the more you earn. So that's also correlated to wealth. So 62.5, so that's 10 hours. So then you're left with if you're 16 hours awake, obviously 8 hours of sleep, very important. 16 hours awake, minus a 10. So then you're left with 6 hours, right? And then 2 of those hours I would spend on health. So essentially walking outside, getting your vitamin D in. And this correlates to wealth as well. Like I obviously want to make as much money as possible. That's what I'm optimizing for, but not really the wealth aspect. It's more of the good life, the integrated life. Okay. So 2 hours is focused on health, going to the gym, sauna, cold plunges, eating healthy, going for walks, sunlight, drinking clean water, that kind of thing. Okay. That's your foundation, by the way. If that shit, like I see a lot of entrepreneurs, they yo-yo, don't do that. It can work for the short term. Long term, you're going to get messed up. And then that's obviously 10, 2 hours. So you're left with 4 hours. So 2 hours, the love life, and then the other 2 hours happiness. Okay. I think that's a very, very good split, by the way. So 10 hours wealth, 2 hours health, 2 hours love, and then 2 hours happiness. So happiness can be anything that brings you joy, right? So Epicurus, his main goal was to live the good life. So essentially like pleasure, just happiness now. And we as entrepreneurs are all like delayed gratification. No. Push it back. But you can die tomorrow. So like, you kind of want to live your life as well. I think it's like this, it's this integrated balance again. So live 50% of your life as if you're going to die tomorrow. and live 50% of your life as if you're going to live forever. Investing, that kind of thing, delayed gratification, building a good product, word of mouth, reputation, okay? And then also the other side, 50%, maybe some pleasure, maybe you can watch a bit of Netflix, scroll a bit on Reels. I know you like to do that, okay? So you can do a bit of that. Obviously, don't take it to the extreme, but you know what I mean. That's what I mentioned. It's like this balance. It's when I mention balance, it's not what people think it is, okay? And I truly believe, like Naval Ravikant said, the things you want in life all come from compound interest. All the greatest things you want come from compound interest, long-term thinking. You understands it, earns it, Albert Einstein, okay? So it's about relationships. It's compound interest. It's these small things every single day, like the small compliment, holding the door, these small things, okay? And then also, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so the knowledge, that's also compound. That's compounding, like learning every single day, a bit. Reading 10 pages. Okay, I that's part of my happiness, by the way. Like, I love learning and reading. So that's part of my happiness bucket. I do at least 3 hours every single day. So around 2 hours, actually, if you average it out during the week. I learn about 2-3 hours every single day. Okay. And then love life, friends, family, romance, networking, dinners, family, dates here and there. Okay, that's that. So yeah, it's not a very popular video because people don't see the value in this. And it's the integrated life that people are after. Obviously, people are very different genetic wise. So some, as I mentioned, just like health, biohacking, just going all in on that. Fair enough. Like, who am I to judge? But if you want to live the integrated life, I think it's the best of all aspects. That is essentially, the split, if you want to be methodical about it. And I think sometimes you need to be a bit robotic, like very, very specific time management. Exactly how many percentage you focus on each one. And as I mentioned with Naval Ravikant, I want to finish that point. The best things in life come from compound interest. Money-wise as well, your reputation. He says that, it takes at least 10 years to become really, really good at something. Or 10,000 iterations, okay? Or the 10,000 hour rule is basically BS. It's 10,000 iterations. That takes time. So 7 to 10 years to become really, really proficient at your job or at your career, okay? And that all comes from compound interest. The investing, the relationships you build, the knowledge you build, the health, all of that comes from compound interest. And that takes time. And I believe the best way to live this is to do everything, like cover every aspect of life, 1%. And this whole get better 1% every single day, that's complete BS, by the way. Like, if you, let's take money, for example. If you increase your income by 1% a day, in 10 years, you'll have more money than there are atoms on Earth. So that's complete BS. It's more like 1% a week improvements. And that also makes it more realistic and also more plausible, okay? So 1% a week improvement, that's all you need. 50% a year, like that's better returns than Warren Buffett, okay? So that's still very good. So this 1% a day, BS. Don't listen to that. Like, it's like all mainstream stuff. 1% a week, even 1% every 2 weeks. That's actually like the perfect returns. That's close to 23% a year. That's Warren Buffett's annual returns. And he's obviously an amazing investor. So 23% a year, I wouldn't be unhappy with that. So that's essentially 1% improvement every 2 weeks. And you can probably do that. So the main takeaway is really just time, because, compound interest is it's like where you get everything in life, like it's compound interest. And that obviously takes time and delayed gratification, but also you want to enjoy your life a little, with, I don't know what you want to do. But anyway, that's the whole balance between the Epicurean lifestyle, living now for the present, and then Marcus Aurelius, delayed gratification, stoic, just like, I'm giving it all for my future self. But also you'll be older then, less energy. Anyway, it's we're all trying to learn and see what's going on in the spinning planet. But anyway, I think this is a very good framework to follow. And this is not my typical video, but I believe it's a lot of value and you can take a lot from this. So yeah, let me know if you enjoy this type of videos. It's more off the cuff. I actually just got back from the gym. I got a call in 30 minutes. So I thought I'd just shoot this. I don't want to make a Miro board right now. I think, just straight off the dome, 0 cuts, raw. I think this is very, very cool and I also like it. So your feedback is always the greatest way to really see, like, if you like and comment a lot, I'm like, oh shit, I'll make more of that. If you get a lot of dislikes and no comments, I'm going to be like, okay, no more videos like this. That's just normal feedback. So I would appreciate it if you left some, feedback. And then, yeah, anyway, see you on the next video. Cheers.